Welcome back to Yahtzee Tries, where it doesn't matter how many times you fail as long as you try. And the first game I tried that I'll be talking about is Bears in Space. Boy, I wasn't expecting the comedy to be this broad. Bears in Space was pitched to me as High on Life but good. And I actually kinda liked High on Life, so maybe my expectations were set a bit too high. I collected a health pack, and then all these people flatlined. We'll just say somebody else did it. Man, the jump height is pathetic. I'm assuming that's one of the jokes.
But did the bear do something worth putting him in prison over?
Well, they're a bear. The game styles itself as a comedy first-person shooter in which you play a space hero in a sort of generic pulp retro sci-fi setting, who in some unimaginable way merges with a bear and has to fight their way through an army of killer robots with ray guns and swipes of your mighty paws. Boy, this character sounds like it's voiced by Jack Packard, doing one of his voices.
I do love a Jack Packard voice.
That was a close one, Max.
I have the right to bear arms. Here it is. As a fan of comedy, it's easy to feel ill-served by video games, considering apparently straight comedy isn't considered marketable enough for most publishers, and as such we only seem to get it when it's written by amateurs or by people accused of grooming underage girls. I'm implying Bears in Space to be in the first category, just to be clear. In line with what I've come to expect of comedy in a lot of modern culture these days, and that it's the school of let's just keep talking, and hopefully something I say will be funny. See, again, they should have stopped writing at the first 3 words. No secrets here, that's the gag.
Just want to alert Yahtzee to devs in chat.
Oh, how embarrassing. I've been talking shit about this game this whole time. Boy, that's egg on my face. Boy, I'm going to be nice to this game from now on. It comes across as being devised by someone who's clearly consumed and appreciated a lot of comedy, but doesn't quite grasp the mechanics of it. It's going for a somewhat appreciably broad style of humour, but the dialogue's full of issues with pacing and overwriting, and using silly voices in place of actual jokes. Well, let's say you, found yourself spontaneously and accidentally murdering a burglar one night, and decided you didn't want complicated questions because you got illegal drugs in your house. So you need to get rid of this dead burglar before anyone notices it. Nobody knows this burglar was here, because they didn't advertise the fact they were going to break into your house. And I was having trouble locating an actual story. We just seem to go from room to room shooting robots while a bear with a silly voice narrates. The best comedies aren't just empty platforms for strings of dumb jokes, they've got actual characters and plotting you can get invested in. If I wanted nothing but a string of dumb laughs, I'd play Quake with God Mode and an infinite rocket launcher, and a mod that replaces all the explosion sounds with fart noises. But anyway, about this body we're trying to dispose. What I would probably do is I'd put them in the bath, I'd get a hacksaw, and cut it into little bits, put all the bits into separate garbage bags. We also put some rocks in the garbage bags. And then we wrapped it all up with duct tape, and then we just chuck it all in the sea.
Would it take for Toffee to eat a body?
Oh, man. I mean, he doesn't have a huge stomach, although he doesn't seem to know that.
For any cops listening, this is hypothetical. Thanks, Jonathan Ross. Appreciate that.
Oh, the gameplay. Yeah, it's alright. You jump around and shoot robots, and then you shoot more robots. I might have appreciated getting to shoot something other than robots, actually. It's more fun if the enemy can bleed, but maybe saying that reflects poorly on me. Our next game was a difficult game about climbing. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, isn't this just a straight rip-off of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, down to the bald protagonist and slightly sarcastic title? Well, yes and no. Yep. Yep, that's working.
Nice.
Scrambling up the slime. La da da. Something relaxing about that. Da da da. La da da da. Speedrun.
Oh, yeah.
It's worth remembering that Getting Over It was itself ripping off Sexy Hiking. The whole concept of the genteel, obnoxiously hard game goes way back.
Nick says, I'm enjoying this failure after Yahtzee made fun of my height today. Face. But I was there. Yahtzee didn't make fun of your height. He just said how tall you were.
Well, I wasn't making fun. I just pointed out, like, a picture we all took at the end of GDC, where I was standing right next to him, and he was a really, really tiny man next to me. A difficult game about climbing, or ADGAC as I shall call it, has a different core movement mechanic that calls for slightly less finesse. I think I've said before...
Just be your height.
Oh! Momentum! This shall not beat me.
Aww.
Okay, maybe it will. Still, it was the narration and general presentation that made getting over it, and without it, we're just left with something that looks like it was scraped together in a week to make something for streamers and YouTubers to get amusingly annoyed at, and hey, that's pretty much what it is. Not much to review, really.
Nick, I don't want to call you out on stream, but like, you're not 5'8". Because I'm 5'6", and you're a little bit shorter than me.
Here we go again. A
You
one,
got this.
and a two, and a three. Shit!
It was a hoot and a holler.
No! Nah. Stop jiggling about! I could try to find criticism in the specifics of the movement and the occasionally inconsistent grabbing physics, but I know that's not what anyone comes to these games for. So instead, here's a supercut of all the amusing grunts and angry noises I made while fucking up. Take it away, Jesse. Don't. No.
Idiot says, "Oh, just perfect time to reach it. Congratulations." Yeah.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Although being like, oh.
Our next game is Pepper Grinder. Boy, if only it had come out alongside Salt and Sanctuary, that'd be a fucking theme. Wonder if there are any games about ketchup. And I've got cyan hair, which I feel like comes up a lot in indie games. If it's not magenta, it's cyan. We're all from the realms of the mostly empty colour printer. Oh, blimey, what's that in the background? Pepper Grinder is a 2D pixel art platformer which, extraordinarily enough for an indie game, isn't a Metroidvania. Rather, it's very Yoshi's Island-y in its formatting, based around short levels connected by a map screen. The main difference is that the protagonist is a little drill-using pirate thingy who's not quite so eager to put her tongue on things. Maybe buy her a drink first. I see crunchy ground up there. Crunchy ground. Got my eye on you, crunchy ground. Crunchy ground, I see you there. I want you.
It's going to be one of the semi-ramblematics. The secrets to a good secret.
Crunchy ground. The core mechanic of Pepper Grinder is basically that one bit in Yoshi's Island where you tunnel through the ground, except all the time and high speed, and with the ability to leap out of the ground like the sandworm from Dune and get some extra air. Wait, I just forgot to check for crunchy ground. Continue. I have a feeling this game's going to fling me across this room. Yep. You can't teach instincts like these. It's a nice little unique movement mechanic, and Pepper Grinder rings about as much as it can possibly yield. I mean, how many times can you leap out of the dirt, travel in an arc, and collect gems before it starts getting old? This radish lives! It is alive! Now, that's a mighty suspicious-looking wooden ledge off on the right of the screen, wouldn't you say?
There's a bit just jutting out here. Interesting.
Oh, what do you know? If after every level the game goes, would you like to continue? Then a part of my brain goes, no. I want to do something else. The aspect of Yoshi's Island I could always do without is the sodding collectibles and the way a level can't just be beaten. You have to find all 5 hidden coins for it to be properly beaten. Because when I'm constantly reminded of the things I've missed, it leaves me unable to really hang loose and groove with the unique traversal gameplay, because I have to stop every 10 steps to double check for breakable walls. They seem to be putting the last coins right next to the end checkpoint a lot. We ran out of ideas, and we forgot we had to put one more coin in here, so here it is. I guess I'd prefer to be informed that at the end of the level. Preferably with a big message saying, well done, you tried. Maybe you could put just a little bit of effort in to get 100% completion, instead of just a big fat black hole, as if to say, where the fuck's this then? Still, while it might be at risk of overworking its gimmick a tad, I guess I wouldn't kick Pepper Grinder out of bed, as long as it stayed quiet and didn't get crumbs on the sheets. Chit. Bollocks!
No way! It had one shot.
Oh, what?
It was
Bollocks. And I fucked it up. Thanks for watching. And finally, I tried a game called Frog Monster, a first-person Souls-like dungeon crawler boomer shooter. Whoa, this threw me right into it, didn't it? I'm jumping around and I'm licking things. I don't know what more I need to do to become the frog. Come back. Now, there's a part of me that grimaces and tugs its collar when a game has that many descriptors. This is a lot of bases we're trying to touch, and it does suffer for it. I am a speckled frog, sitting on a speckled log, and I want to eat something most delicious. Come back! Come back! Oh, fucking hell, he was on a fucking platter! We play as the titular frog monster. We can jump high and project our tongue at things. That's the frog part. And we also eat smaller frogs and kill things with guns. That's the monster part. I'm going to lick this fire.
Brilliant.
Oh, I actually did lose health doing that. Can I tongue your balls? Oh, man, he looks too happy.
What?
After an opening story dump I shamelessly admit I didn't pay the slightest attention to, we set off through an underground voxel labyrinth towards something or other. A labyrinth that starts out green, becomes purple for a bit, then goes green again. The environments aren't terribly inspired for an explorative game, and the sameness makes them very confusing to navigate. The less said about the provided map, the better. Do I have a map? Oh, I do have a map. It's completely fucking useless, but it's there. I can't eat you. Therefore, I will destroy you. I dreamt last night I was in a relationship with a dude, and I was the top.
Congrats. Oh,
I don't fucking know. I'm in a large purple room with blue things. As for the action, in trying to bridge boomer shooting and Souls-liking, it has guns, and then entirely separately, it has magic spells, but they're both functionally the same thing. Ranged attacks limited by ammo, and deciding which to use on the fly is a bit hard on my aging brain meats when the enemies are thick on the ground.
And my oh Jesus, Marvin.
Hi, Marvin. Now, should this character have had a health bar? Someone get Jamate on the line. Oh, fucking Marvin. Alright, place your bets, people. What's this? Yes, I know, game. You keep saying. I know this is supposed to be the core mechanic. Oh, shit a bugger bum poo. The mechanic wherein we use the tongue to eat small animals and equip them as Hollow Knight-style badges was interesting, but hitting things with the tongue was more art than science. But it has its charms. I admire the way the developer opted to voice most of the enemies by making silly noises with his mouth. That's the kind of hustle you only see in indie games. Wouldn't catch Hideo Kojima making his own gribbly noises. I only wish he'd committed to the bit and voiced all the gunshot sounds as well. Maybe the action would have had a little more punch to it if it had just been someone yelling BANG the whole time.
Nick says my mom didn't realize how big they were and got me a dozen. That's so bad. Those cookies are huge.
Yeah, your mum never does realise how big things are, does she? Yeah, your mum's got a tighter spread.
Ooh.
Man, I heard your mum's so wide she gave birth to twins and they both just walked out hand in hand.
Get good.
You get good. Maybe you should get good at game design.
Get good at brushing your teeth, nerd.
Everyone else in the house is a girl, but I am this mysterious non-vagina-owning entity that also exists in the house. And I sometimes get the impression that writing, and like comedy writing, is one of those things that everyone just assumes they could do if they tried. I don't like the way he looks happy. I want to.
He doesn't look happy at all. What?
Look at that big open mouth. He's going, yay! I didn't trust that look on his face at all.